Hello, welcome to this Crystals and Chakras series where you find soul healing if needed, consciousness expansion, and the joy of life. And today we're going to talk about Carnelian, which is an aligner of the sacral chakra. So Carnelians are orange all the way down to bright red, even brownish. So you can see different versions here. And the hue really doesn't matter much. What you want to get, see, this is bright orange, this is a little reddish, and this is more brown. But what you want to get is the benefit from the stone. So it's orangish, it benefits the sacral chakra, it belongs to the trigonal system. So not only the sacral chakra is benefited, but also the crown chakra. But today we want to focus on the color, this vital energy that comes from the color orange, which is great to heal depression, for instance. It's a color of vitality, and it has everything to do with Carnelian and the sacral chakra, vitality and the joy of life. So the general attribute of the stone is to encourage you to enjoy life. Because as an aligner of the sacral chakra, this stone will bring you to a path of joy. Because the sacral chakra is the center of pleasure in our bodies. And it's imbalanced by guilt. So whenever you feel guilty pleasures, you're in short circuit, right? And that chakra is not really working properly. So on the emotional level, one of the greatest emotional benefits that you get from Carnelian is to allow yourself to be happy, to enjoy life without feeling guilty about it. Because the whole thing about guilt, and if we look at it in an energetic spectrum in a bandwidth, it goes from one extreme to another. One of the extremes of guilt is to behave in indulgence and self-indulgence, and also indulgence of other people, in their pleasures, in not saying no, in not creating healthy boundaries when it comes to indulgence, but also the denial of pleasure, right? Not giving yourself permission or others to be happy, to enjoy life's pleasures, to enjoy the physical world, the senses, the five senses of the body, giving them this nurturing of pleasure. So it's about enjoying life in a healthy way, in divine proportion. Because Carnelian, this emotional benefit will lead you to a mental benefit of the stone as well. Because when you know the right proportion to pleasure, you allow yourself just enough to make yourself happy, and you don't need more of that. You know in a laser beam way what is the limit to what you need to enjoy in your life, to what you need to nurture yourself, and how that pleasure can be in divine proportion. So this discernment about what is enough, what is required, and what is enough. So saying yes in divine proportion, knowing how to say no when you need to stop the excessive energy. This is a Carnelian attribute. So your mental energy becomes very aligned with self-permission to pleasure and the divine proportion of that pleasure, right? So I think this is a beautiful element, a beautiful attribute, a beautiful gift that we get from Carnelian. On the physical level, since this is a stone of vitality, it will very much encourage you to connect to your physical body. It really, if you have an open mind, it will, in a subtle way, interact with your metabolism in this very subtle yet deep and powerful encouragement to move your body, to nurture your body in a healthy way, and to really get life going. It's very much about movement and in the right direction. This is another beautiful attribute of Carnelian, because your mental energy has laser beam focus in what you know you want, in what you know you need, in what you know makes you happy. You will direct your body to specific activities that give you pleasure and that contribute to your health. And that depends on each person's nature. So what I love about Carnelian is that it becomes so tailored to your energy. If you love yoga and walking in the park, if your nature is more calm, that's what it will encourage you to do. If you are more of an agitated person, if you need a lot of movement, if you have a lot of energy, a lot of fire element, maybe in your astrological birth chart, you will need more intensity, and it will just guide you in, as I said, the right activity in the right amount, in the right time, in the routine of your life. It really is an amazing stone for that kind of precision when it comes to your pleasure, when it comes to your activities, because this vitality brings you an inspiration to move your body. So this is amazing on a physical level. As I said, it also gets you out of depression mode, or people you know may be encouraged to get out of depression mode just to be in the presence of the stone. You already get an uplift in your energy. You already feel a little bit of the joy of life, which happens with all orange things in the world, not just the stones, right? Anything orange will immediately get someone out of the tendency to become depressed. It's a very happy, joyful color. And carnelian is a very beautiful, joyful stone. When it comes to the spiritual benefits of carnelian, and this is a very important attribute, I would say, the spiritual attributes of the stones are the deepest ones. It really is about you making a choice not to entertain anything that harms you, anything destructive. It's very much about your individuality and taking care of who you are in your truth and in your nature. So carnelian is really very much about a concept, an internalized concept of self-care. And not only when it comes to your body, but when it comes to your emotions, your mind, and your spirit. So this is a very deep, beautiful power of this crystal, because it starts to awaken a very, it's not so much about self-love and self-esteem, and not about survival even. It's about internalizing joy in your inner world, just bringing joy to your life and allowing yourself to be in that joy, self-permission to enjoy life. And then you start asking yourself, it brings you this kind of discernment. Why do I not allow myself to be happy in an area of my life? Where do I self-sabotage my joy? Do I not have enough hobbies to make me happy? Did I choose a professional life that is not what I enjoy? Is my professional life just for survival? Or is my life choice just for survival? For people who, got married for material reasons, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not about judgment. It's just about what is your motivation in your relationship. So it really is about what life choices have I made, and do they make me happy? And as I said, it doesn't have to be your professional life per se. It's even allowing yourself to have a hobby that makes your heart sing, to have a physical activity that you enjoy. Because I see so many people who go every day to their jobs hating their jobs, who go every day to their exercise routines hating their exercise routines. They do it for health issues or for image issues, but they don't really enjoy it, and it's a struggle. What about the social relationships, the people you interact with? What makes you joyful? What do you put up with? This is so powerful when it comes to your spiritual development. What do you allow yourself to enjoy? And what do you bring to your life that is not enjoyable at all, and why? Is it to please others? Is it because of social obligations? Is it because of social values? Is it because of image? Carnelian doesn't allow any of the BS in your life anymore. You will stop fooling yourself, because it awakens this spiritual attribute, this spiritual knowledge and of self-care, and prioritizing the truth of what makes you happy, and really allowing yourself to have pleasure. Because if you're just in survival mode, you're just on autopilot. Then energy needs to rise up from the root chakra to the sacral when you enjoy life and you want life to continue being awesome and wonderful. So it brings a sense of meaning. It starts awakening a sense of meaning in your life when you enjoy it, when you have fun, right? Even if you love your job, but you don't allow yourself to take a break and have fun, it's this, as I said, proportion and rhythm between what you enjoy, how much you allow yourself to enjoy it, and if you are bringing in the things that you love, if you are giving yourself permission to enjoy those things. And it is about you and your interpersonal relationships. This is another spiritual attribute of the sacral chakra that Carnelian really contributes to. The sacral chakra is about interpersonal relationships. So, who do you have intimate relationships with? Does that bring you joy? Does that bring you pleasure? Or is it terrible? Or is it neutral? Is it boring? Is it like oatmeal without salt or honey or sugar or whatever it is that you bring taste to your oatmeal, right? Because we know oatmeal is good, it's fiber, it's great, but it needs to have some flavor, some spice to it. The sacral chakra is all about spicing up your life, and Carnelian does bring that vibration to you. It is as important to enjoy life as it is to survive. You don't want to have to choose between one or the other. So an imbalanced sacral chakra may be irresponsible, may be indulging too much, may be only in fun and games, even for adults, the Peter Pan syndrome, because it is the place of the inner child too, the sacral chakra. But when you use crystals in your daily practice, when you bring them to your life, because they have internal geometry, they align your energy field and they bring this discernment of what is healthy pleasure, what is your real pleasure, and what is someone else's pleasure that you are taking as your own, or that you know it's not really your truth, but you allow others to take charge, right? Another thing that it really helps to balance is being condescendent or spoiling yourself or other people. As I said, when it comes to pleasure, it needs to be healthy pleasure. So Carnelian will help you balance the pleasure centers in your life. And this is another powerful thing you need to understand about your energy and the sacral chakra and how crystals can help you. When it comes to pleasure, many of us, because of social conditioning and childhood trauma, have distorted our pleasure centers. So sometimes we attract experiences of pain because our pleasure centers are tainted by pain. So there is some unconscious pleasure and pain, and people don't know how to live otherwise. There are no other options. So what Carnelian will do, this is a really powerful attribute and gift that this crystal will bring to you, is to bring your pleasure centers back to health. The molecules of emotions that get stuck in your cells are going to be healthier. You're not going to be so susceptible, just too vulnerable to pain being mistaken for pleasure. Vicious cycles of emotional pain, for example. No one needs that. And some people are addicted to that because their pleasure centers are distorted. So Carnelian is a very powerful stone in that level, and that really helps realign your energy, make your pleasure centers healthier, give you a sense of proportion when it comes to pleasure, give you self-permission to enjoy life, right? Allowing yourself to enjoy life in a healthy, powerful way. So now I'm going to teach you 3 practices to get practical. How do you use the power of crystals to improve your life and to feel better, right? There are 3 ways that I suggest that you use Carnelian. The first one is a Carnelian pendant. So placing a Carnelian near your heart is going to bring the enjoyment of life to your heart center. So where you place it on the body is powerful and important. So The first, if you want to use the power of carnelian in your life, use it as a pendant right here out in the thymus area where your heart is. This is the first beautiful, powerful way to benefit from this crystal. Another second way is to wear two bracelets, one on each wrist, because this brings you a sense of divine proportion, of balancing your pleasure centers, of even feeling pleasure in activities that you have to do that just become neutral instead of becoming heavy on you. Things that you don't really enjoy doing, you will start feeling that they're neutral because they need to be done, and you may eventually even start to enjoy them. So wearing one bracelet on each wrist, right? Placing carnelian on your wrists on both sides brings the sense of stability. And when you look at it, this is about stimulating your eyes, because you're not really seeing the pendant as you walk around the world. You're feeling it. So there are ways to connect to crystals with the felt sensibility, with feeling, right? With your felt sense, and with your eyes when you look at them, and the vibration of the color and the texture make your heart swoon. So with the bracelets, these are consciousness reminders of what carnelian can bring to your life. And the wrists are powerful places because of meridians and acupuncture points that are located here. And the third one is to use affirmations. And there is a specific affirmation that is really simple, that anybody can do, that you understand with your conscious mind, which is to just feel which carnelian is calling to you. So right here I have this orangish one. This one is brighter, right? It's almost red. So just choose whatever crystal calls you. You're going to place it 4 fingers below your navel, where the sacral chakra resides, okay? So chakras are energy centers in our bodies. They have specific locations on our bodies. And the sacral chakra is, you can measure with your fingers, 4 fingers below your navel, your belly button. So you're gonna place that on the navel, 4 fingers below your navel, hold it with whichever hand, just allow it to be there, maybe even lying down. I do this a lot when I'm lying down. And just say to yourself, place one or both hands over the stone, okay? So below your navel, you're gonna put the stone on your skin or over your clothes, and just put both hands there, because you want to connect your heart to the stone. And our arms are extensions of our hearts. So you want to do that heart connection, bringing pleasure to life. The heart is the center of infinity in the body, so it pumps this vibration to every cell of your body with the blood. So you want to place the stone 4 fingers below your belly button and say, it's okay to enjoy life. Keep repeating this. It's okay to enjoy life. You can do this for 3 minutes. I don't like practices with crystals that take too long. So usually 3 to 5 to 7 up to 10 minutes of practice is great. So you can put a timer, 3 minutes, or you can just allow it as much as you want, but 10 minutes tops, okay? Just keep repeating to yourself and say it out loud. Use your voice for this. It's okay to enjoy life. It's okay to enjoy life. It's okay to enjoy life. This will start hypnotizing your subconscious mind to whatever lack of self-permission there is to enjoy life and be happy. All right, so this is what carnelian is all about. Enjoy life and be happy in a healthy way. So I hope this was useful for you and that it brings you joy. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe to our channel. Please comment your experience. Let us know how you're feeling, and I will see you soon.